Hey guys, it is Jillian Fisher and I am here at Charlotte Motor Speedway for the Coca-Cola 600. I've never experienced NASCAR before, but I am told that I'm in for a non-stop ride. I've got a busy schedule lined up with driver interviews, mingling with fans, and even a chance to hang on pit row. You know, right where all those wild tire changes happen. But first, I'm getting a taste of what it actually feels like to be a NASCAR driver with a pace car ride. Oh my God. And they're going around this at 200 miles?
Great, 200 miles an hour. Make a pit stop.
He went 100 miles an hour. You what? He went 100. That's an adrenaline rush for sure. I don't know how those drivers are doing that out there at 200 because we were only going about half of the speed that they go. After being completely unnerved by my pace lap, I headed to the garage area just off pit row to soak up some of the pre-race atmosphere. The work in the garages was a seemingly fine-tuned dance of heavy machinery, in the middle of which I had a chance to meet driver Chris Buescher and tour his hauler and talk about the sport of NASCAR. So how many of total are in the pit crew?
Well, now there's one more.
So Zach is recovering right now. I hit him with a race car.
Did you ask for it?
Yeah, but it wasn't my fault.
You were driving it. Located across from the garages, the haulers are semi-trailers which essentially serve as mobile garages where the entire team prepares for the race. Traveling to each race, there are enough pieces inside to build another car. And oh yeah, they do also have another car inside as well. After sharing his home away from home with me, I asked Chris for his advice for any new fans of the sport, and he expressed a sentiment I would hear many times throughout the weekend.
For me, it's you have to see it in person. TV can only do it so much justice.
When the breeze comes and hits you, you gotta look away. It's so fast.
But when you're there in person, you can see more than what a single camera can catch on track.
I've seen it on TV a couple times. Really, all you're seeing are the cars on, actually racing,
yes.
And you're not seeing the chaos almost that's happening behind the scenes. So
yeah, I'd like to say it was organized chaos, but sometimes it's not even that. So.
I do think it's organized because no one, as we're walking around, no one's getting hit by a car, so there's enough organization there. Yes. It's a lot going on. I don't know if anybody that hasn't seen the sport before realizes how much is going on and how much, things like that, where it's like that's a lot of mental toughness that you're gonna have to go through.
Everybody that comes to the racetrack and sees it firsthand, believes the same. Is there's just way more to it than you would ever realize.
After speaking with Chris, I stayed in the garage area to soak up more of the atmosphere. As we got closer to race time, this area began to feel like a game of Frogger as the hundreds of other fans there with me had to dodge all of the moving race cars. I couldn't help but notice that the fan access to the quote-unquote behind the scenes is impressive and completely unique among sports I've experienced. Driver Ty Dillon shared with me just how this helps fuel the future of NASCAR.
I think the coolest thing for me is the kids that love this sport, that have so much passion, because I was that kid and I grew up around the racetrack and all I wanted was for a minute of a driver's attention. So to be able to light up those kids' eyes and have that experience with them is what means everything to me about this sport, more than winning or anything, but giving that kid somebody to look forward to and hopefully good role models. As a new fan, I would tell you to buy a ticket to a race near you and come watch in person. And because the NASCAR fans have so much more access to the stars of the show. Like you can tell right now, fans can come up and talk to me and I can sign autographs, and come out and watch the race. You gotta feel it, you gotta see it in person, and you'll be hooked for life, I guarantee it.
As with any sport, NASCAR is nothing without its fans, and there are different ways for everyone to enjoy the race. Whether it's showing up the day of or camping out in an RV for the entire week preceding, there is something for everyone. NASCAR is big, but once you find your campground, you've found your track home. I was lucky enough to speak with Harry Wiley, the mayor of one such campground right outside the track. He spoke of newcomers from across the world, even some as far as Australia, coming for their first race, and how he wanted to welcome everyone to his home away from home. For him, This was the family he had chosen. And again, above all, it was something that you have to come and experience for yourself. While a lot of campgrounds are outside the track, there is also a campground inside the track known as the infield. One spot of the infield is cordially referred to as Redneck Hill, where I ended up talking with a fan at his campsite, which is right up against the track, right where the cars go flying by.
This, you get the experience, the smell, and the sound, and the camaraderie of people that you've never met before.
Yeah.
And like every night, we'll have 20 to 30 people out here dancing and partying, and we meet people every year.
That's awesome.
So it's a family thing.
Yeah.
You know you're going to wake up to charcoal, lighter
Yeah,
fluid, and everything else.
Such a good, like, it's just the smell of summer in my mind.
Exactly.
So it's
This is the most patriotic place you can be on Memorial.
like, I'm happy I'm here for this. It's
And
like,
when
you
the
feel so
helicopters-
yeah.
When the helicopters come in to do the troop drop, this whole place just goes crazy.
With the introductions finished and the race about to start, I made my way back to pit row, which earlier I thought couldn't get any more hectic. Yet somehow, it was now seemingly 100 times busier with camera crews, full teams, family, and fans all intermingled. I was blown away by how many fans were there and the access a fan could get. The type of access where I was invited to watch the race from the Levine family racing pit box. So sitting up in the pit box right now, you're pretty soon not going to be able to hear anything because the cars are going to be going full blast. I think I blinked and they were gone. He's already coming back. I had a chance to get a unique view of the race, but it wasn't long before Mother Nature intervened and stopped the race with a torrential downpour, which is one aspect of the sport that I definitely wasn't aware of. With the track now dry and the race back in full swing, I went to find a spot on one of the many school buses in the infield to get a real fan experience. Time and time again, throughout my entire weekend, people kept saying to me that you have to experience NASCAR for yourself. And after spending a brief time immersed in the sport, this statement rings 100% true. You've got to be here. You've got to see it. You've got to hear it. You've got to feel it. You've got to smell it. It has everything. Just come for one weekend and I guarantee it, you'll be hooked.